Hello, my fellow healers. My name is Adina, and I'm that healing girl. And in this pick a card reading, we're going to be talking about two things. Because they're both falling on the same date, I decided to combine it into one reading rather than separate it out into two readings. Normally, I do a separate a separate astrological season, such as Virgo or Sagittarius season, and I do a separate new moon and full moon season reading. But because these are falling on the same day, I decided to combine the energies and make this both a new moon in Virgo and Virgo season reading, because I feel like the energies are coalescing and combining. Now this is the black new moon, so it really is, I feel like it's like a double dose of essentially the energy of zero, or the energy of void. The energy of void. In the energy of void, you can birth a lot of new things. And I think one of the most powerful ways to use this energy of void is to clear. And that's to declutter. And I'm feeling that vibe myself. I've been feeling it for a while, but to declutter, to not only declutter physically, to mentally declutter. Sometimes that decluttering can come in the form of releasing people from your life, or releasing situations from your life. So, I mean, just this is a time to do a lot of reflecting, a lot of going inward, a lot of deep thinking on what it means and what it looks like to have a rebirth, either in all areas or one area of your life. Because we're in the year of the snake right now, I feel like the energy of transformation is particularly potent. And then coming from both new moon and this energy of the black moon, with this void energy, will allow you to create a really truly fresh new beginning, and to clear away things that don't belong anymore. So it could be even releasing and decluttering old belief systems, but a lot of people will actually be decluttering things, maybe decluttering their computers or in digital space, maybe decluttering their schedule and figuring out what parts of your schedule are authentically you and what parts can sort of go by the wayside, or be either by slowly phasing them out, or deciding right now that certain scheduling or habitual things are obsolete. This is also a great time for getting rid of old habits and things like that, and starting fresh. And so we have this sort of clean slate energy happening here. So without further ado, and I'm using crystals that I feel embody the energy of clear-headedness, of decluttering, and of clearing away debris. We have clear quartz, which is the master crystal. That'll help you get a clear focus and vision. We have rainbow fluoride. Fluoride is definitely a crystal that allows you to remove clutter from your space, to remove debris from your space, and from your mental space as well. It works really well with clear quartz, and it works really well with the next crystal, which is selenite. And selenite helps to pull dark, dense energy out of the aura, and out of the energy body, and out of your space. So it's a great clearing crystal as well. So without further ado, we have pile number 1, 2, and 3. And I'll see you in the reading. Okay, pile number 1. So we have our oracle cards, and we always do the tarot cards first. I have 4 because I feel like 4 is a very foundational number. With Virgo, it's literally, I feel like a lot of it's about getting your house in order, but a lot of it's also about healing. It's also about embracing feminine energy. So a lot of divine feminine, embracing how, what it means to heal the divine feminine. I feel like that energy is coming through as well. Let's see. Illusion. And so this is Tarot of the Old Path. And so a lot of these cards actually was given this deck. A lot of these cards, they reference various tarot major arcanas through a different language. So this would be representing the moon. Temptation, which I think is representing the devil. or the horned goddess, the newness. And these are in reverse. For some of you, I feel like you're either not dealing with the confusion and the addictions in your life, or you're moving away. So some of you, you're recognizing that you have a problem. And this could be, I feel like for a lot of you, this might be substance abuse, but for a lot of you, it just might be that you have all of these habitual things that you continue to do, like social media scrolling, or procrastination, or any kind of bad habits, biting your nails, or combo of different things. And there's this confusion about how to get away from this. And with this clear quartz crystal, it's going to be helping you if you work with crystals. And this Virgo season and this Virgo new moon is going to help you clear the cobwebs, essentially. And if you're moving away from that already, it's going to help you further clarify your path. Six of Cauldrons, which is Six of Cups. You are lost in reveries about the past. You are sort of overcome with memories of nostalgia and the way things were before. And some of you, there's another reading that I did, and I want to say it was either the last one or the one before that had an energy like this in it. And so it might be carrying over from another astrological cycle of the last full moon and the last new moon. And you might be in the last season, which was in Leo. And so you might be still working through these issues of essentially letting go of the past. And clearing the fog means that, taking off your rose-colored glasses on how the past looked. Some of you might have had this idealistic view of how your family was, and that's really not how it was. And now that you are starting to sort of see the forest for the trees, and you're starting to look back on these things, once you pull the illusion away, and once you pull away sort of the rose-colored glasses, you're realizing that there might have been a lot of trauma and abuse, and some of you don't want to face that. Ace of Swords in reverse, yeah. So there's a resistance of even maybe what I'm telling you right now. Maybe you just don't even want to watch this and you turn it off, or if you do turn it on, if you're still tuned in, you're just kind of like, I don't know how to put it. Like you don't want to face it. You know that it is a truth that is coming at you. I won't say your truth because I can't define that, but it is a truth that you have been acknowledging within yourself. But part of you doesn't want to face it. So with the clear quartz energy, helps you get out of the energy of illusion, helps you get out of the energy of confusion. It helps you get out of clinging to the way things were in the past and not moving forward. And it helps you move forward with fresh new ideas. This Ace of Swords represents a new way of thinking. And being in reverse means that is being slowed down or delayed somehow. And I think the thing that's slowing you down is you might be getting in your own way. And again, with everything I say, take what resonates, leave the rest behind, trusting you're exactly where you need to be. And maybe there's some things in here, if you don't agree with all of what I'm saying, you'll agree with some. I think, though, that this reading is holding a mirror up to you. Or maybe somebody else in your life is doing things either through their good behavior or their bad behavior. It doesn't matter what it is, I don't think. Whatever it is, or maybe something you're reading or whatever, and you see things and it's holding a mirror to you of what it is that you are really about. And maybe you don't like what you see. And that's like not a criticism, that is an opportunity for growth and change. If you don't like something, then there is a potent opportunity to turn the situation around and start creating or becoming more of what you want to see in the mirror. Inner child. Yeah. This has to do with this Six of Cups or Six of Cauldrons in reverse. Inner child, pardon. I'm so sorry about that. There's not a lot I can do about that. I'll try talking over it a bit. This inner child in reverse energy is, I should say, the Six of Cups in reverse energy is reflecting to the inner child. And there's a great need for healing that inner child. I'm trying to, and when things like this happen too, this crazy horn honking, I feel like in this case it represents like your guides and your spirits and your angels trying to tell you that something's wrong within. Oh, yes, stop, see? Yes. That something wrong is within. And that needs to be addressed. And that the root of this, the thing that you are turning away or you are doing all of this sort of habits of either their habits of scrolling and things like that, or their substance abuse, and all of this sort of not wanting to face reality. The key to that is your inner child healing. There's some trauma that you're blocking from your childhood that is quite traumatic. I don't know what it is. Oh, Oshun. Sensuality. Oshun is a Orisha. This is in the Goddess Oracle. Oshun is an Orisha Yoruba deity. And she represents beauty and femininity, sensuality, and blessings of, artistic beauty, and I believe also things like childbirth or birthing things. And for you, that might be new ideas, that might be creative vision. But I really think that the healing for you is in embracing a softer energy, is in allowing yourself to be vulnerable, is in allowing yourself to be held and nurtured, and is to be gentle with yourself. So if you have any kind of deity practice, you might want to investigate Oshun and see if she's amenable to working with you. But let's read these. The Heal Yourself, the Inner Child card. Again, I apologize for that sound. Nothing I can really do about it, but I do think that that's the spirit world trying to get to you, trying to connect to you. Your guides, your angels, your ancestors are trying to tell you that there's something you need to address on the emotional level. You might be having dreams. You might be having intense dreams right now. Or if you are doing substances, you might be having intense hallucinations and things that dredge up childhood fears or dreams about old places in your childhood. Yeah. It says your inner child is urging you to lighten up a little, get out of your comfort zone and have fun. In order to be healthy, we must engage our imagination, creativity, and spontaneity. Yeah. When it is the last time you did something spontaneous, intuitive, and outrageous? When and with whom do you feel uninhibited, relaxed, and completely comfortable to be yourself? And look at that. Oshun represents that. She represents that comfort, that comfort with just being unapologetically you and being authentically you, being vulnerable, being joyful, being exuberant, and being yourself. Yeah. It says your inner child can be your strongest ally or your biggest foe. It can assist you to heal childhood pain, rejection, loneliness, and abandonment. It can take you on an exciting journey, help you become more confident, daring, original, and bold, or it can make you behave in childish ways, bring up anxiety, fear, and suspicion. This card beckons you to heal your childhood pain and discover your independence, compassion, creativity, talents, and joy. A healthy inner child can help you connect to your integrity, divinity, and purity. It believes in miracles and creates magic in your life. Find a photo of your child, of you as a child between the ages of 3 and 8. Look at the picture. What do you see in your eyes? What is the expression on your face? If this little child had a voice, what would he say? Take some paper, or they say to you. Take some paper and using your non-dominant hand write, "Dear," your name. I feel, give the little you a chance to express yourself. Then write a loving response from the adult you. Ask the child in you what he needs, they needs to feel better. Then follow the child's recommendation. So that's an inner child homework for you. And then we have, and that's from the Heal Yourself. And then we have the Magical Spirit, the Mirror. And I always have to look for the cards, because here we go. Where's the Mirror? That's a card I've never actually gotten, so, and I use this deck quite a lot. I'll list the decks, of course, in the info box like I always do. The Mirror. Oh, I honor the full book of my life, every chapter that I write, self-reflection, writer, individuality, big picture. Yes, individuality is very important. There might be a big, huge push for you to conform to something, or to conform to a certain way of being, and especially in today's climate, political, social climate. But your soul is not about that. Your soul is about being authentic and real, and Spirit is telling you not to conform to that. Actually, they're warning you that it won't be good for you. You will not be happy in trying to push yourself as a square peg into a hole, or a hole into a square peg. Says the author, the story, the mirror, seeing our full self, not just parts. Yes, that's the inner child work helps. It comes in. It can be so easy to get lost in one chapter, one page of our life. Yes, stuck in the past, stuck in a certain memory of when things were quote unquote better, and then we give up on what could be and surrender to what could have been. But remember, we've got a whole book going and so many pages to go. Focusing too much on the details can cause us to lose our grasp on where we are. This can cause us great inner turmoil. Zooming in too close to our life can make us feel that we're not doing enough, haven't done enough, or not enough. We feel unworthy or lose sight of our main goal, to find wholeness and fulfillment by living our Dharma and unique purpose, to overcome our unique obstacles and receive sacred gifts of transformation at different checkpoints in life. It doesn't happen at once. We're in this for the long game. Have you forgotten all that you've already been through and overcome just to get to this point, the chapter you're currently in? So much has happened and you've grown so much you can't always see it. Don't skip ahead. Enjoy the chapter you're writing now. This card can be a positive omen that something soon will happen to unlock more character development within you. That is something that leads you to a deeper knowledge of who you are meant to be, something that helps bring you home to who you are. It could be a moment of realization, or even simply a personality trait of yours that is alchemizing into something greater. Manifestation, enhancer. Adopt a zoomed out perspective on your life every now and again, especially when you feel behind, unworthy, or lost. Look at your whole self in the mirror. Remember to be patient and that there is a bigger picture to all of this. Imagine your life as though it is a book, remembering that you have so many more pages to feel. You are becoming more you with every day that passes. Yes, you are becoming more you with every day that passes. Don't surrender. Oh, it turned directly to Oshan. Let me delight you with beauty so the eye may dance with joy. Let me seduce you with scent so that your nose inhales pleasure. Let me tantalize your taste till your tongue quivers. Let me caress you with sound that makes your ears sing and sing. Let me touch your body with waterfall music and adorn your beauty with golden bracelets and honey and perfume. When all is experienced and all the senses have been given play, When your spirit from the stars connect in a blissful way with the earth, with your body from the earth, you will know sensuality. Sensuality. I'm getting so tongue-tied right now. Mythology. Oshun, pronounced Oshun, the Brazilian Macumba goddess of the waters, streams, brooks, but she is actually deeper than Brazil. She is all the way from the continent of Africa, Yoruba, and she is definitely from the motherland. Oshun is ancient. Is known for her love of beautiful things. She adorns herself, especially in yellows and golds. Her rites at watery places include honoring her with honey and pennies, copper. Her necklace of cowrie shells symbolizes her knowledge and power and divination. It is said that the women dedicated to Oshun carry the special gift of their goddess. They walk and dance the most tantalizing and provocative ways. In their walk is the flow of the river. None can escape their charms. Meaning, when Oshun appears seductively in your life and cajoles you into remembering and honoring your sensuality, wholeness is nurtured by focusing attention and time on your body, respecting and giving play to your senses and your sensuality. Oshun is here to tell you that it's time for sensuality. She invites you to follow her lead. Suggestion is this ritual bath. And I'm going to put it up here so that you can take a screenshot. But this is all about allowing yourself to feel pleasure. It doesn't also always mean sexual pleasure. It also means just pleasure in living, right? The joy of being, you know, garden parties and cooking and friends and hugs and snuggles with your pet and warm, cozy blankets and all the things that make life joyous. Dipping your feet in a cool pool of water on a hot day, sipping lemonade. These are the things that Oshun represents. And again, like I said, she is ancient. She is all over the African diaspora. And yes, Brazil is one of her resting places. So this is the reading that I have for you. And the encapsulating everything is to work to get clarity on releasing any temptations, habits, or substance abuses, and to embrace your inner child, your authenticity. And with this mirror, it shines a light on anything you want to change that might be perceived as flaws. And Oshun will help you to embrace the good things in life, and will also be there to help you heal your inner child and embrace your authenticity and unique beauty and confidence. So that is the reading that I have for you, pile number 1. It was a deep reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe with a yellow heart emoji in honor of Oshun. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile number 2 with this lovely Flourite. It's actually rainbow fluorite. It looks green. There's more green in it, but there's some purple clear fluorite as well. So it's part of a rainbow fluorite carved into a heart. So let's see what comes up. Fluorite is definitely a great crystal to clear out the energy body. Perhaps this pile number 2 needs to work on clearing out any excess debris in the heart chakra and in the heart energy center of the heart. Let's see. 6 of Rods, which is Wands. 9 of Swords. The World. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, pile number 2. I feel like you were agonizing with this 9 of Swords. And you wanted the world to recognize you, to recognize your greatness. Maybe I feel like this could be a job. I feel strongly like it could be a job. Yeah. I feel strongly like this could be a job. You wanted the world to recognize your greatness, essentially. And I feel like some of you This might be like a social media channel or some other type of project that had you facing the world. Perhaps you had political aspirations, or it feels like political, social, or financial aspirations. So it could be a job where you're trying to get a promotion and impress the higher ups. It could be that you were trying to get into politics locally somehow and it fell through. Possibly because of some kind of scandal, and I feel like this happened back down in Leo season in Mercury retrograde. Or maybe you were on social media and you were trying to break through in the very dense, the very dense audience that is social media. It has a lot of, there's a lot of competition for likes and views, right? And so maybe things aren't going as good with this Six of Rods. You worked really hard for this recognition, and the thing with Six of Rods or Six of Wands, it means that there's a good chance that it might have been somehow sabotaged, to be honest, either by yourself or by others. But there's also with the Six of Wands can be a positive card in either reverse or right side up reading. So I feel like the message is don't give up yet. With this Knight of Pentacles, you have made some financial investments, but it's just at the beginning. And it also signifies that if this is a job, you are at the beginning of sort of making the salary you want, but not quite there yet. Yeah. You're still in the fledgling stages. And honestly, it really sucks. I'm not going to lie. I'm not even going to try and sugarcoat it. It can really suck when you try for something and it doesn't work out. With the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, however, there's a chance that maybe you didn't, how can I put this? You didn't put as much effort into certain areas in this project, job, or enterprise as you could have. And you might know what those areas are. And so this sort of initial failure is not necessarily the end-all be-all, but it's a time for you to shore up whatever didn't work that happened during Mercury retro. And if it was a social media thing, honestly, launching something during Mercury retro, or trying to get a promotion, or trying to get any kind of notice during Mercury retro, particularly when it's placed in Leo, which is all the sign of essentially recognition, status, and all of that, and ruled by the sun, which is a sign that shines a light on who you are, on your personal status, on your social currency, on you being a star, essentially. And that's at a detriment in retrograde. So maybe if you tried to launch something around that time, it wasn't the right time for it astrologically. And this is kind of like, I'm getting that Aaliyah song, if first you don't succeed, pick yourself up and try again. Yeah. First you don't succeed. Yeah, I love that song. Dust yourself off and try again. Yeah, that's the vibe that I'm getting. That's the song that came to mind. So you might be really bummed about this, but don't let it get you down. I don't think that this is the swan song. I don't think that it's over yet. Tweak what areas didn't work. Get rid of that and focus on the areas that did work and amplify those areas and try again. The voyeur. Return home. Look at that. Lessons realized. Return home, lessons, realizations. Look at that. It's okay to forget and then remember. All over again, all over again, all over again. Oh my gosh. Yes. You don't want to throw it all away. I forgot what she says. But yeah. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. So it's not a complete lost idea, but it is something that needs revision. Self-sabotage. Something is somewhere in this process of what you did and what you were doing. You either self-sabotage yourself by talking to somebody else about it, and they didn't have a very good intentions towards you, and so they sabotaged it, or you self-sabotaged it by not necessarily doing all that you could have in certain areas. You could have also done that unconsciously because you were afraid of succeeding. Sometimes that does happen when we try to push ourselves into a new area. Then we get afraid and we self-sabotage ourselves. Yeah. I've never seen this particular goddess. Gildeptes. Forgive me if I am butchering that. So let's get into it. Let's see what is for the healing. What can help us with these cycles of self-sabotage? Let's see. I think some of you it's procrastination. Self-sabotage. Become conscious of how your inner saboteur functions and you're about to sabotage a big opportunity. Now it is time to stop procrastinating and keep focusing on your energy on why you are unworthy of wonderful, enriching experiences. When you connect to the saboteur archetype, you begin to recognize all the ways you pass up interesting opportunities and relationships which could make you grow, learn, evolve, and become fulfilled. The saboteur is terrified of change and guards your heart from that which is meaningful to you, with the misguided belief that if you don't try, you can't fail. If it forgets that if you don't escape from your comfort zone, you can't succeed and experience the love and joy which will fulfill you. On the lighter side, the saboteur can help you connect with your intuition and help you listen to your deeper wisdom. It can assist you in deciphering a potentially dangerous situation from an exciting one. Action. Take a few deep breaths and become conscious of where in your body you feel like you're limiting yourself. Place your hands on that part of your body. Visualize your saboteur archetype. It may look similar to this card or like a shadow aspect of you. Ask this part of yourself to show you how you miss out on the sabotage your relationships, career, money, health, and any other aspects of your life where you are not fulfilled. Become aware of your patterns. Make a commitment to yourself to start focusing on your strengths rather than your weaknesses and welcome new experiences into your life. Yes, honestly, I think that some of you are either giving up before you've really succeeded, or you are procrastinating because you're afraid to strike out and take on what it is that you really want. Or maybe in this particular endeavor, you know deep down that you could have tried more because it felt more half-hearted, like you kept on being unsure of yourself and thinking you were going to fail, and that might have held you back, is the vibe I'm getting. Let's see. Magical Spirit of Voyager. Let's see. Here we go. It's on page 41. The Voyager. Return home. Lessons, awakening, realizations. Affirmation spell. I'm remembering a lesson of my soul. I am returning home. Sometimes we are afraid of getting lost on our journey, only to realize that often getting lost is part of the journey, part of the great adventure. Getting lost and finding our way back home to our soul, to our deepest truths. You might have gotten lost. You might feel lost. Like, where do I go from here? I put so much effort in this. But that also is part of the journey, and so is revising what you've done, figuring out where you failed, and then making a new plan. That is also part of the journey. Part of the journey is to continue the journey. It is time to remember, not with your mind, but with your heart. Where is love or truth lacking in your life? It's okay to sometimes get distracted and wander for a while. Maybe you forgot or got sidetracked, tempted, or even lost on a different path. Desire, person, ego trip, or missions. This is how we learn. By experiencing and getting to know all the things that we are not. We evolve into who we are meant to be, so that we may unlearn and unbecome them. Every time we remember and return home, the awakening of it gets stronger and deeper. Repeated lessons get better understood and more powerful each time, like a sacred spiral that moves inward, getting closer and closer, and to a final center point. We get more rooted in this home, whether spiritual, emotional, relational, and or psychological, than we were before. If you pull this card, it's time to come back to truth, or maybe you've recently returned. It could be calling you in the most subtle ways, things not feeling quite aligned, or even just a gentle nudge or whisper pulling you in a different direction. Don't judge yourself. This is the essential part of soul strengthening and development. Let your heart be your compass here. Light a candle, grab your journal, put your hand on your heart, and connect with spirit about what your current lesson is. If you already know, or what it could be, or if you are not sure yet, ask for the signs. There are clues you can unravel if you start fluidly writing or looking for patterns. What areas of your life feel misaligned to you? Why? Think back to a point where you felt more aligned and alive. What was it? What were you doing? How were you being? Where was your focus? Let it all out on the page, or sit and meditate about it silently to yourself. And I think in this is about whatever it was that you had failed at. The failure is part of the lesson, and you can realign and say, what parts of this worked and what parts of this didn't? What parts of this are aligned with my journey and what parts aren't? You might decide to scrap the whole thing and completely try a new career, or you might say, hey, I think I could have done better if I did it like this. And so this is all about readjusting. And Virgo, it's a wonderful time to do that because it's all about perfecting. It's all about sort of tweaking things until they work just right for you. Now let's see about the Goddess Oracle. I'm just there we go. It's pronounced Gildeptis. I take opposites and conflicts and all that is contradictory. I take the diverse and the varied. I take the simple and the solitary, mix and merge, meld and blend. I take what is separate and create union. I bring together what needs to be brought together so wholeness is achieved. Whose name means lady, Gildeptis. Hanging here is the forest goddess of the Tlingit and Haida people of the Northwest America. I went to Alaska and I went to a settlement where there was the Tlingit and Haida peoples. And it was absolutely beautiful. Their cultural and religious experiences that they displayed for me. It says, to her people, she was the mossy branch of the cedar when her people were threatened by the destructive whirlpool, Segal, which ate seafaring ships. She called all the natural powers of the coast together and prepared them for a sumptuous feast. Delighted with the feast, and all agreed to work with her. Thus, Gildeptis was able to synthesize their energies and change the whirlpool into a river. Gildeptis glides into your life to tell you the way to wholeness for you now lies in synthesis. It is time to bring all the divergent parts, all the opposing pieces together into one whole you. At this time in your life, you may be engaged in conflict or opposition. Now you must resolve it and create union. Perhaps you are dissipating your energy or life force in too many directions, or have hundreds of irons in the fire. This is the time to find the common thread that will serve your needs in the best way. Gildeptis says that by learning to listen to all the different pieces, all the divergent parts of you, and this can include your family, community, partner, you can hear and give what is needed to create wholeness. Wholeness is created when all parts are honored and listened to, when all parts are brought together and synthesized into a whole. The greatest gifts of the wholes often lie in the disparate pieces. So I am going to hold this, and I hope that you can read it so that you can screenshot it. And then I'm going to sort of tell you how I'm synthesizing this message. I think that there are parts of the plan that worked and parts that didn't. I think that Gildeptis is there in this energy of this reading to tell you how to synthesize all the parts that worked and throw away all the parts that didn't. If you lean into this energy, therefore you can make one whole unified picture out of something that wasn't supposed to work, but that will work in a new imagined and envisioned way. So Take heart, pile number 2. This is the message that I have for you. Don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And re-envision this, whatever it was that you were working on that failed, that you want recognition for. Re-envision it and revisit it. Tweak it, throw out the old that doesn't work, and coalesce it into a tighter, more succinct vision. That is the information that I have for you. I hope this reading resonates with you, and of course, if it doesn't, leave it behind. Take whatever resonates with you, trusting you're exactly where you need to be right now in this moment. And please comment, subscribe, or like below. You can comment with a green heart emoji in honor of Gildeptis, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile number 3. With this lovely selenite. Selenite is wonderful for clearing dense, stuck energy. So let's see what we have in store for you. And we have a little bit of an extra too. I think we have one extra card. I feel like pile 3 is always the extra. You're the pile that always has a little bit of an extra message the Spirit wants to get. The Lovers in reverse. 5 of Swords. Okay, 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. So with the Lovers in reverse, I feel like right off the bat, it's like you're afraid to make a choice. This feels very much like a relationship choice, like a whether to leave or stay in a relationship. Yeah. It could also be a job. I'm getting it. So it can be anything that it's something that you're investing your time and skill and money into. With this 3 of Pentacles, this 3 of Pentacles is like an apprenticeship, right? You're learning. If it's a relationship, the training wheels are starting to come off, and you are now into the stage of, is this going to be something that I want in my life for the long haul? Like, we've been sort of playing house together and doing all these things, but now, like, the ish is getting real, right? And so you're like, okay, should I stay or should I go? The clash. That's the vibe I'm getting. Should I stay or should I go? There's pros and cons to both, and you're weighing that out. And with this 5 of Swords, there might have been some clashes, some conflicts in areas that were really important to you. Maybe one of you wants children and the other doesn't. You have to decide if that's a deal breaker. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's personality clashes. Maybe it's social classes, like we are from different socioeconomic divides, and maybe you're from different ethnic backgrounds, and you're trying to find a way to coalesce the different ways of seeing the world. I feel like, yeah. And so with this 5 of Wands, there might be a lot of conflicts happening around these subjects that weren't there in the beginning, in the honeymoon phase. And now you're starting to feel like, is this actually worth it? Yeah. And, yeah, with this 3 of Wands, you really are trying to build something here. And so it really all depends on how much you're willing to invest, how much you're willing to compromise with this 5 of Swords, and how much you're willing to work on it. With this 3 of Wands, how passionate are you about this situation? Yeah. And are you willing to take help from others as well? If it's, maybe you need to go to couples counseling. For those of you who it's a job, you really have to decide, how will this help me with, how will I be able to basically go forward? You know, will I be able to progress in this job? Will I be able to build something and get promoted and have growth? What are the growth opportunities of this job? And if this job is causing conflict at home, or if this job itself has coworkers that are hard to work with, that might be a trade-off for you. Is building a financial and financial strength and security and life security worth whatever strife might be at home? Maybe there's long hours and so it's causing conflict with your partner, or maybe you want to do things at work that sort of shake up the status quo. They're innovative ideas, and they're not, you know, it's the difference of creative opinion. It's the difference of the way you want to get the job done versus maybe your superiors or the people who are working with you on your team. And so you have this choice with the Lovers. Do I want to leave, or do I want to go? What is it worth? Growing pains. Oh my gosh. Healing, patience, unconscious. You're going through growing pains with this. And to me, part of me is getting that this relationship or job might be worth it, but only you can decide. But the growing pains, that you're just going through growing pains that are a natural part of any development, and that patience might be needed. Yeah, you know, you might tend to be like, throw your hands up and be like, oh, I can't take this anymore. Home. Yeah. Whatever this is, it's probably causing some strife at home and at work. Maybe you take it out on the stresses of work out on the people that you know are at home, and they don't appreciate it. Or maybe it's the long hours you have to spend is causing trouble, sensuality. If this is a work issue, then separating yourself from and making a strong work-life balance, touching grass and doing things that are pleasurable to you, hobbies, hanging out with friends, hanging out with family after work to diffuse some of this like intense hustling, will be helpful for you, I think. Yes, the hearth and home. Look at that. This is, wow. Yeah, if you're getting too caught up in your work, you need to focus on your home. If this is a brand new relationship and you don't know whether you want to stay or go, look at how much this relationship or this partnership feels like home to you. And also, I'm getting that you need to invest in the sensuality and the intimacy of this relationship as well, if we're talking about a relationship and not a job. Some of you, maybe it's both. Maybe you're having these issues at work and in your relationship, where there's like some should I stay or should I go energy in both your work and your relationship, and you're just like, oh my God, should I just cut and run for the hills? You might be Sagittarius. That would be a very Sagittarius response. You're like, should I just let it all go and just start over, clean slate? Maybe that's what's needed. I mean, this is Virgo season after all, but I think Virgo's in the details, so it's much more about working the details and figuring out what parts work for you and what parts don't. How can I improve the parts that don't work for me? And how can I accentuate and highlight the parts of this relationship and or job that do work for me? And is it worth, and after I've done all that, is it worth staying? Virgo is very thorough. So they're not like, oh, they're not going to just run off. A Virgo is going to look at all the pros and cons. You might even need to make a pros and cons list. And they're not going to just dash out of something. They put a lot of thought into the things that make their life tick. So be that relationship or a job, and whether you're Virgo or not, this reading is asking you to embrace that energy, to embrace that vibe. So let's see what is in the Heal Yourself cards. Growing pains. Oh, sorry, sexuality and home. We'll get to growing pains in a minute. So Let's go with home first, because it's this theme of hearth and home. Pardon me just a moment, I'm grabbing this. How do you keep recreating home? In the context of this teaching, let's use the word home to describe your unconscious ability to attract intimate partners with the positive and negative qualities your parents instilled in you. This card honors the wounded child in you that keeps recreating home, hoping to get your childhood development codependency needs met. You might even provoke the other to act or look like your original parent. In a world where so many of our natural emotions are not encouraged and worse yet suppressed, you're now encouraged to feel the feelings trapped inside of you that consistently sabotage your life. For some of us, home is an amazing, empowering, and happy place, but for most of us, it was lacking. There was unease and hurt. This is imprinted on your nervous system, which forces the dysfunction you had with your parents to rise to the surface with your current partner and people close to you. Maybe your guardian's faces didn't show you love through the vital stages of development. Maybe there was abandonment or abuse. Have the courage to feel where the frozen pain is stored and grieve. Use music, photos, movement, and memories to connect with your inner child. Touch your body to intensify the sensations you are experiencing with the intention of releasing stuck emotions. An evolved partner or friend can role play with you by offering you non-judgmental and kind gaze as you express your story or feelings. Then your partner can play the role of your parent and tell you that you are lovable. Spend time communicating with the little you and be gentle and loving. Yes. Some of you, the dissatisfaction and this sort of should I stay or should I go thing that you're feeling, you might be projecting old, unhealed childhood parent, mother, father wounds onto your partner. So you might need to go to therapy to deal with some of that. And to heal some of that. And if your partner is caring and loving and you are open enough and vulnerable enough with them to explain that where your head is at right now, you might be able to do some deep, profound healing and get even closer together than ever. Sexuality. Sexuality is a natural part of life. Embrace and enjoy your intimate, sensual, passionate nature. Take time to explore your sexuality, how you feel about yourself. Do you feel sexy, attractive, and happy with your body, or are you judging yourself harshly? You need to let go of any feelings of hurt, shame, or guilt in relation to your sexuality. If you are in a relationship, you need to bring some romance back and spice things up. In order to make sex an incredibly fulfilling, seductive, exhilarating, and orgasmic experience, you need to let go your defenses and fears of being intimate with your partner. Relinquish control and dive into unguarded, ecstatic, blissful passion. Be creative, communicate with your lover, and find new and exciting ways to thrill each other. You need to love your body. That's the action. Stand in front of the mirror naked and discover what is beautiful about your physical appearance. Place your hands in your sacral center, put on some sexy music, and move in a sensual, creative, uninhibited way. Do this every day for 2 weeks. You are in a relationship, make a romantic date with your partner. If you are in a relationship, make a romantic date with your partner. That will include some love and passion. Start with a sensual or erotic massage and take it further. Ask each other what will give you pleasure and be willing to be creative and try new things. If you are game, explore the power of feminine and masculine polarities. Yes, so a lot of you, if you're in a relationship, you might be at a stage where things have sort of like left the honeymoon stage, and maybe they're getting a little stagnant, and maybe it's time for you to bring in some fresh perspectives on sensuality and self-love and sexuality. And again, I'm being very open with this on the channel. Hopefully YouTube does not censor me. I'm not doing anything explicit, but I am just explaining this for very informative and educational purposes. So, that being said, let's get on to growing pains. Okay. Healing patience, unconscious, self-awareness, affirmation spell. I trust in the process of my healing. The healer, the garden that tends itself, the therapist. You seek to be an awakened one in your family. This isn't always easy as it involves taking on large responsibility and role in your lineage. You are seeking something more fulfilling, truthful, and of the heart. This requires patience with your psyche and security within your soul. By living intentionally and choosing to be conscious of the choices you make, you are activating transformation at a DNA level. This can be felt at a collective consciousness level as well. This is powerful work. Your ancestors are so proud to have passed the torch down to you. You have already done so much already, far more than you know. Pulling the Growing Pains card invites you to employ more patience with yourself on your healing journey. You are unlearning and undoing generations of toxic patterns and beliefs. This will naturally be challenging, uncomfortable, and even painful at times. This is why they are called growing pains. They are a necessary part of healing. The card also wants to remind you that you were chosen for this path, that your soul shows its mission of healing for you. This is your initiation. This is what walking through the fire looks like, so you may reach that peaceful, abundant valley. Be proud of yourself and continue to do your best as you find your way. Celebrate small victories like when you set boundaries or are less reactive or break a toxic trait or don't repeat the poison of the past. This is the work, and you have accepted your mission whether you have realized it or not. Manifestation Enhancer. Get your journal and write out the small or big ways in which you have already healed yourself. Give yourself the recognition you deserve. Love yourself for all the times you chose to do better, even when nobody was watching or patting you on the back for it, even when your family and friends don't see all that you have overcome. Instead, see yourself. You are a chosen healer. So some of you are healing. Some of you are healing these. You're healing these childhood wounds. Some of you might want to go back to, I believe it was pile number 1. That had an inner child healing message. Because, yeah, whatever that is, it's pulling forward into your relationship, and it's pulling forward into ways you might be dealing with people around you in places like at your work, triggering certain things. And this is happening so that you can heal from a very deep place within. Let's look at what the Hearth and Home Hesta. Okay, almost there. Here we go. Hesta, Hearth Home. I am what's at the core, the indescribable, the elusive, the living presence that inhabits and transforms a building, a dwelling, an edifice, taking it from the realm of marble, stone, or wood, and with its hearth fire lit, making it a home. Hestia is so ancient a goddess that she is invoked by simply lighting a fire in your hearth. She was central to civilization because she represented the center of the home, the community, the town, the city. No meal could be eaten without her, for she was the very fire that transformed the ingredients into nourishment. Conscripted into the Olympian pantheon, eldest goddess Hestia gave up her seat and went to tend the hearth so the new goddess of ecstasy and wine, Dionysus, could be seated. Meaning of the card: Hestia has come to tend her hearth fire in your life and tell you it's time to focus on home, whether you're living alone, with your family, or with friends. It's time to make your home a priority. Perhaps you're living in a house that is not your home, or with people you don't want to live with. Perhaps your home is filled with so many others that you have no space of your own. Perhaps your life is such a busy whirlwind that your dwelling is not your home, merely a place to change clothes and sleep. Now is the time to come home. Hestia says that wholeness is nurtured when you learn to come home to yourself, and then to create the appropriate physical manifestation, a home that will nurture you. And then we're going to hold up this so that you can screenshot this ritual. Yes, so what I'm getting from this is that, I'm just going to, yeah. So what I'm getting from this, from Hestia, is that there might be two things happening. You might be working so much that you're neglecting this partnership that is burgeoning and growing, and you might be trying to discover within yourself whether this partnership is home for you. And one of the ways you can do that, if you have been doing all this crazy hustling and you have not really been paying attention to your partner, you can embrace this Hestia energy. You can really, really try to make this partnership a home. You can connect with them sensually, and you can connect with yourself and come home to yourself and heal any inner child wounds that are happening from what your original home was with your parents. Because I think that's also the key to being able to decide if you should stay or go, you know. And part of me is thinking that staying might be the option, at least for now, to work out and see if healing and can be accomplished, and if this relationship can be taken to the next level. The same with the job. It's almost intertwined. Some of you, it might be both. So yeah, it's either or both a relationship and or a job that you need to apply this to. And that is all that I have for you. Selenite can help you with removing any dense energy so you can get a bit more clarity around it. At any rate, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. If you have, please like and subscribe with the red heart for the fire in the hearth, or with the fire emoji. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.